Here's the card, the one you've seen. I'm going to do one very, very similar just so I can show you how I did this. Right, first up, we'll need a Night of Navy card base, which is cut at 20.5 by 10.5. Then you'll need 2 pieces of Whisper White. The top piece here, cut at 19 and then 9. And the second piece, cut at 19.3 by 9.3. Oh no, that's the Night of Navy, 19.3, 9.3. Then you've got this piece cut at 20 across and 10 down. So they all fit quite snugly together. There's a little bit bigger border between the Night of Navy and the white, and then this one is quite tight. That's going to frame the outside, just like so. And the same again for the inside. We've got 2 layers of white and 1 of Night of Navy. Inside the white, 20 by 10, Night of Navy, 19.5 by 10, and the Whisper White, 19.3 by 9.3. Sorry for the lack of focus. I don't know what's going on here. There we go, that's a bit better. Right, now putting all of this off to the side, the colours that I used for this, the effect, were Night of Navy and Soft Sky, and also a touch of Whisper White. Don't know if you can see. Yes, there we are. I've placed this star over the top, and I've marked where the points are, as you can see. So that'll be my guide. I've also pre-embossed with Whisper White the swirl, and also a little sentiment. This time it just says shine, but you won't see that really until the embossing process has started. Now, I've not actually succeeded in getting a tutorial uploaded and edited completely. I'm having a lot of problems with my upload speed and download speed, but hopefully this will work today for you and you get to see my finished product. Now, for the shape, I've made 2 templates. Now at the back here, they are 2 centimeters wide, and the angle doesn't really matter much on the angle, as long as the back's 2 centimeters wide and it goes to a point. If you've got 2 centimeters wide at the back, you'll get the same shape as what I've got. And it's the length of paper is that I've cut this from is 21 centimeters. Okay, now I've added a little piece extra on the end here just so I don't put any unwanted ink anywhere, and the same on this end. Now what I'm going to do this time, because last time I used, or for my first effort, I used 2 pieces of paper like this, and I got an uneven finish. So this is my second attempt, and I had this little brainwave while I was sleeping. It's amazing what sleep will do for you. And I'm going to use the same ink pad sponge that I used yesterday, so that will already have a certain amount of ink on it. Make sure you load your lid up with plenty of ink, because you will have to come back time and time again to get a little bit more. Now what my aim is to have a shadow effect, like the light is coming from behind the star. So you'll have a shadow going down here and a shadow down here. So this will be the darkest piece, that first one underneath, and then it'll be slightly, but not a lot, lighter on top, and so on and so on. Okay, here we go. Now I know a lot of you have done a lot of blending before. I'm very new to this, and it took me a long time to learn how to do it correctly, and I still make mistakes, so please forgive. Load up your pad as much as you can, and make sure you disperse any where it's gathered in one particular spot heavy. Make sure you've got your scratch piece of paper off to the side and you give it a little rub. Make sure you've got all your lines out. Position your template where you would like it, and we'll start off the paper onto the paper in a circular motion, and we'll go backwards and forwards to darken that up. Because this will be the first one and the darkest one. And I'll get a little bit more ink. This will be covered by the star, so I'm not too fussed. I'm trying not to put too much in, but I'm not too fussed about a little bit getting on there. Do we reckon that's dark enough? I do. Okay, now that's one. Alright, now for our second ray, which is just marked there, we'll line that up on the line. I'm just going slightly inside the point mark. Picking up some more ink, although it is fully loaded anyway. Okay, we'll start again. See, I didn't have the luxury of this. I didn't think ahead with my card. First card from Star of Light, and I tried to do it all freehand, and that was, in the end, a mistake. But you learn by your trials and your errors, and hopefully I've learnt enough to make this card look just that little bit better. I'm really liking the nice clean lines on this at the moment. Very sharp. It's a sharp dressed star. Now I didn't actually carry that through much to the other side, and I am debating on whether it's worthwhile. I don't know. I might just give it a go anyway, but I'm going to, because it's on the other side of the star, also position the shadows underneath the rays on the star on the right side, and hopefully it'll still give a nice effect. Now this is the middle straight down, so if I find the centre of that line, hopefully I'll just give a little shadow top and bottom on either side. What do you think? This is a bit of a trial again for me. Centering it up, if I can find my line. It's very faint. There we go. Hope I'm not heavy breathing into the microphone too much. It'll sound a little bit off, wouldn't it? Right, and that's our first step. Now our second step, not onto the pad again, not onto the pad, into the back. The second step is to do all that again, but this time not quite as dark. So we find our line here, And because we're doing it not as dark, I shouldn't reload this pad just yet. This here, I don't really want to reload it yet. So I'm just going to rub this in. Yep, beautiful. See? Now one more here. Line that up. There. And underneath on this side. Did I get the top of it or did I miss it? Don't want a gap. There we are. Still enough ink on there. I'll go and give it a little tap. Because we don't want it as dark as what the previous one is. Oh, and I missed. Oh dear. I knew I did. Oh, mistakes, see? Videos. There, that's a bit better. Alright, now I'm going to do fingers. I've got dirty fingers. No. Do I get that off? Rub it in a bit? No. Alright, now I'm going to do this a little bit on either side. Down the bottom here, just a tiny little bit on either side. Oops, wrong way up. Just like that. And I still missed. Oh goodness, I'm missing a lot. There it is. Yeah. And here. I'll darken that one up again. Really make that stand out against the other two. Alright, now we are once again still shadowing, trying my hardest to get that line right and not leaving a gap, because I've left two little gaps now. Now there we go. One on this side. One on this side. Side. I think maybe that could come down just a fraction further. Yeah, just there. Trial and error again. Alright, now we're moving ever slowly in the right direction. Now we're going to do the same, just a fraction less ink again, same pad. Okay. And then the big one over here. I know I'm rubbing backwards and forwards, but we want the same colour, but we just want a lighter effect. Yeah. Now on this side still. Beautiful. And here. Here. Over here. That's the thing about inking, don't your fingers get really, really dirty? I know mine do. Maybe it's just me. Okay, now that's really starting to look good. I'm just going to, because we've still got a bit of tone down to go, just give that a little bit of a touch up here. Just a fraction darker. Alright, now I think we should be ready to make it one step down again. Okay, you bored with me yet? I hope not. I know it's a little bit tedious watching somebody do this thing. And maybe I'll be able to make it a little bit more interesting for you with the editing. Getting less and less ink on my pad. Don't want to get out of view of you guys. Sorry. Still not used to working on camera yet. Takes a bit of practice, I've been told. And on the bottom side here, and one on this side. Okay. I think that's starting to look really nice. Now, I am going to start with a clean one for starters, and we're going to go soft sky. Now, you must use a clean one. If you don't use a clean one, you're going to end up with this bleeding onto that, and then you'll end up with darker areas than you actually wanted. I found that out too yesterday. Okay, here we go. Wish me luck. This is going to be an experience and a half. Right. Some more. It does take a little bit of more ink to get the colour bleed through in this. That's probably not what I was looking for, is it? Maybe if I do it further in, that might help. Still trying there, let's see. And again here, further in. How's it looking? Better? Yep. Now to darken this piece up just a little bit more. Redo, make it a bit darker. I'll add a touch of that on the top side because we're bleeding the colour out into it. Now the same here, I want to, should use this one instead of darkening up that. Makes sense, doesn't it? I want to bleed that up, up, up. Now, just to add some colour in between there. Now blending all that through. That line needs to be a little bit darker. See how that bleeds in off there? And it gives that little bit of a, which is quite helpful actually, a bit of a darker tinge right on the edge. Look at that. But now I need a clean piece of sponge because I've made that with the dark light of navy. I've contaminated my soft sky. And I'll have to use that just to re-rub, remind me. Let's see how this is lining up. Where's my star? Here it is. And this is lining up lovely. It was worth the effort to actually mark those lines today. Now I must keep going. Now it's in the same manner all the way around, so I'm just going to pause this and then finish it for the front. Alright, now this part's finally finished. What I'm going to do now is just very carefully go over the top with some Whisper white, because that's quite sharp, and which is good, I don't mind sharp, but it's a bit too sharp for what I want. So we're going to use the one I used yesterday, as you can see. And we're going to start in the lightest part first. We're just going to blend that through. Now, let's cut another piece of this. Just a clean piece. Again, just to rub through the lightest sections. Just to really give that like it's a glow effect. Now we can spread that out a little bit more. Now where it's lightened off a little bit too much, I am going to just grab my piece here, yep, and just freshen. Just where it's lightened off a little bit more than I wanted it to. See? Okay, I think that does look really, really effective. But I'm biased. I made it. I'm biased. So now we're on to putting the star and doing the inside. Okay, I've stamped the inside card ready to make the inside. The only reason I've stamped it like we just saw was because my stamp won't stamp correctly. Doesn't matter how hard I push. It's missing the piece in the middle. It's a bit lower in one area. Okay, I've got a little bit further. I've got the inside inked. I've got the front finished. Now I'm just going to put a few things together. I am a little bit anal retentive about things being square. So I always measure everything twice, and even then I still have to trim edges here and there. So if you find that my measurements don't quite fit what your cutting machines or your tools work like, then feel free to trim them up, make them however you like. You can see I've done a few things differently to the first. With the first I used black twine, and I've added white lines just because my lines weren't quite as distinct as what they are in this one. And this one I don't think really needs any white added to it to add to the starburst effect. I think it looks quite effective. That's what difference having an actual mask makes. So you have to have one for each colour. Just remember that. Alright. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed my very first ever tutorial. Bye for now.